Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. For the tarot portion, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale by Ciro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. The website is llewellyn.com, if I can get it to focus. Feel free to check out any of those social links, of course, and there's the llewellyn.com if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrated by Elaine Marzin. And the website is rockpoolpublishing.com. .au, A as in apple, U as in umbrella. And last but not least, I use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and a 4-sided dice to choose the element for the minor arcana. They came from the dice shop, which is mathartfun.com. I'm not sure if you can see the website. I'll try to get a little closer. mathartfun.com if you're curious to see what's there. Of course, if you'd like a reading by me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching this part, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? I think this is going to be a good thing for you. Somebody else might have, like, underlying issues. Just a quick snapshot. Somebody who's supposed to help you, something's a little off. Somebody who's supposed to help you is a little off. I saw this when I was shuffling. The heart-mind balance. Somebody who's supposed to help you, something isn't right. Somebody who's supposed to... So I feel like part of this is kind of like... This might be one of those things where it's kind of like, we need to kind of look at somebody a little bit closer. Somebody who's supposed to help you, and maybe gives some information. I don't know, something's a little off. It's a general read, so take it with a mountain worth of salt, right? But something isn't right. Something's just not right. It's just kind of like listening to your own inner heart, your own inner feelings, your own inner, kind of like it looks right on paper. It looks like everybody's saying it should be good, but it's one of those things where this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like this makes sense. Something's not quite where it should be. Can't put my finger on it, but it ain't quite right. And I feel like this is what the situation is going to highlight. Because I think you are either you're getting help from somebody who really doesn't have the best of intentions, or you're surpassing this person. Could be a combination of that. So when I'm looking in the past of it, it looks fine. When this came together, it seemed like it made sense. I needed somebody to help me. I needed somebody to show me stuff. I needed somebody to help me get into it. So when this connection started, it had its purpose. It might have outlived its purpose. This might have outlived its purpose. You have the High Priestess on the dice that's coming up again in the cards later, and the Queen of Swords half in, half out. I feel like at this same time, looking back to when this started, I feel like I might also have looked back. I might be able to look back and go, you know what? That person, very helpful. That person got me where I needed to go. But I'm also kind of like, I'm almost feeling like I'm looking back now, like that person maybe they weren't as helpful as I thought they were. So it's almost like the person teaching me whatever this was, I thought that they were, if we're going to equate it to school, they were somebody who, it was like upper percentile, like whatever you want to call it, like 95, 100. Like this person knew their stuff. They were right on board. They knew what they were talking about. They were really good at it. That's what I thought. And maybe, in truth, they were like a 70. They were like, if you were looking at a test grade, they were doing, like, they had a solid 70. And I was thinking they were like 95, 100, 95, 100, 95, 100. They had a solid 70, which isn't bad, but not nearly as good as I thought they were, in my opinion. And maybe like most people in this situation, that's what they kind of do, 70%, 70%, 70%. But it's kind of like, now that I see them, now I'm thankful for the help. I feel like I'm thankful, but I'm kind of like, I think I've kind of outgrown this. I'm realizing that like they have some answers, but even then I feel like I have to triple check some things because they're good enough. And I'm thankful for when they helped me, but at this point, I feel like I'm moving on from it. Okay. I don't think this is really bad, for you at least. But I do see like it's time for me to move on. The Seven of Swords and the leadership, both of them are giving me move on energy. You taking the lead for whatever you're doing. You don't have to be leading other people, you could be, but you're definitely leading yourself on out of this situation. The Seven of Swords is kind of like, and I'm trying to not make it a big deal. I'm going to kind of move on from this person, and I'm appreciative of what that was for when it was, but I'm kind of going to move on from it. Something new. See, the mentor thing. The mentor thing is just really... This card comes up, this is part of being an intuitive reader. Like it says here, finding a mentor, but I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like I'm saying goodbye to a mentor. Especially because I got this Nine of Swords with it, and it's kind of like something, an Ace of Cups, an Ace is showing up, something new. I don't think I'm finding a new one. I feel like I'm letting go, and I feel like you're becoming your own mentor. And I really feel like this is starting to balance things out for you in a certain way. Kind of like I'm seeing more depths here. I'm able to get into this a little bit better. I feel like this is going to help things balance out for you emotionally, and I feel like it's going to make a lot more sense to you. I feel like this reading is going to easily go that way, because it's kind of like, I don't know that I want to do that. I feel like I need to do that. Readings for entertainment purposes only. We all know that. So just take it with a grain of salt. But like I feel like I need to. And it happens quicker than I expect. Mostly because it's like once I take that first step, it's kind of like I'm out here on my own. It's kind of like getting off the bus in a city, and it's kind of like, well, now I got to do what I got to do. It's just I can't lollygag. I can't overthink things. I got to move. I got to get things done. I got things that have to be done. I have to get food. I have to get shelter. I have to find this. I have to get a job. I have to go. I have to do this. I have to do that. Like I can't lollygag. I got to keep moving. It just seems to happen. This is just how it feels like once I decide that I'm going to mentor myself from here on out. I'm going to find my own answers. I'm just going to take control of my own path here because I need to. I keep getting it's not that I want to, it's that I need to. It just takes a life of its own, and I just keep going with it. Especially with the two of these together, it's kind of like I just do what I need to do. It's just like this is what needs to be done, I got to do it. This is what needs to be done, I got to do it. This is what needs to be done, I got to do it. It could be a little stressful at this time. Yeah. You've got the Fool energy with the Two of Cups. I feel like it's the better move. So you might have a bit of optimism here. Kind of like, this is what I need to do. This is going to make sense. This is going to get me where I want to be. And I feel like I'm not addressing things that don't need to be addressed. It's kind of like if you've moved on, it's kind of like, well, it's obvious I've moved on. I don't really want to pour the salt in a wound to like why. I feel like if I describe it or explain why, I feel like it's just going to make other people uncomfortable. And I feel like it's obvious I've moved on. So I feel like I'm not talking about things that I feel like I don't really need to. It's one of those things where it's like, I could bring up the subject, but what good comes out of it? It's obvious this is happening. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when somebody moves out of the neighborhood and, you know, we kind of all know why, but it's like we don't really need to bring up that conversation because that person has left for whatever reason. Maybe somebody got a divorce or whatever. We don't need to bring up that conversation. It's not going to change anything. Is it going to make anybody else feel better? Is it going to improve anybody's life? So like maybe we should just leave that alone. Does that make sense? I hope I made sense with that. The Queen of Fire, and then the Hermit card reversed. This is okay. So this, for a moment here, it will be out of your element. Ironically, it's not causing you pain. I feel like for a minute here, I get used to it. Because Judgment is going in your favor. Things are changing. It's not going to stay like this forever. Well, it's better if it doesn't stay like this forever. Judgment goes in your favor. I feel like I'm just going from one to the next, from one to the next, from one to the next. I feel like I'm getting used to it. For right now, I just have to do that. And I'm accepting it like this is just what I need to do. Like I gave that analogy of going into a city, getting off the bus. Like I gotta find some place to live. I gotta find some food. I gotta find a job. I think I just got this. I have to get it done. I have to get it done. I have to get it done. Another analogy I might give is like when you have a child. And for example, you move into a new place. You gotta get them in school. You gotta get them fed. You gotta make sure they have a safe place to sleep. You gotta get them some toys to keep them occupied. There's just things where it's not like, I don't feel like, again, I can't lie, it's just you gotta do it. And I feel like you're accepting it, and I think that's why this is also Judgment in your favor. Because it's not about liking it. I don't think you're giving yourself that moment to either decide or even kind of address it that way. It's kind of like, it's what's to like. It just needs to be done. And so you're doing it. It doesn't have to stay at this rate. Something about this situation, it may feel like, well, I guess this is just how life goes for now. And you got a lot of blessings coming your way, but you don't have to keep doing this all on your own. There is some of this you can reconstruct more to your liking. Some of it. Probably not all of it, but some of it you can reconstruct a way that's more comfortable for you. Yeah, there's good things coming here, but you don't have to like just accept it and keep taking this way, keep taking this version of it. Even though there are blessings, and you're getting blessings either way. A possibility here is to like slow it down where I can. So it's kind of like, all right, maybe for this first week, possibly even 2, gotta just get things every day, just gotta keep. The thing is, I can get used to like every day just getting food as I need it. It's not the most economical, but if I have to, then I have to. Then it's like, all right, now let me slow down. If I want to keep food here, do I have a refrigerator? Do I have other possibilities for refrigeration? Can I get a small refrigerator? Is that not a thing right now? But what can I do? I can get pasta. I don't need a refrigerator for that. I can get soups. I can get sauces. There's certain things I can. Maybe I can't have everything right now, but then I can work on getting a refrigeration thing, something like that. It's kind of like, what can I do? It's kind of like, all right, I can get the stuff for spaghetti, and then maybe the day we have spaghetti, I need to buy the meatballs because I don't have a safe place to refrigerate things. It doesn't work well enough. So I can't do that right now, but I can have other things already here, so I just got to get that real quick, bring that home, and I can finish up the whole process. So it's kind of like, they're saying like, slow down a little bit where you're allowed to, and reconstruct this to your liking where those possibilities are existing. Because I feel like it almost feels like an all or nothing thing for a little while here, kind of like, this is how I've been surviving, so I have to keep doing it this way, have to keep doing it this way, have to keep doing it this way. Every now and then, slow down and reevaluate your situation. What could I reconstruct in a way that's more comfortable? Because that will bring your energy up, and that will make things more stable for you. It will bring your power up. Like, you'll have more confidence in what you're doing, and it'll make you stronger, whatever this is. They're just kind of saying this is a possibility. You don't have to accept that it's like everything is just going by the seat of your pants. And it's kind of like, because I feel like there's a very strong accepting energy with that, like I don't have a choice. Some of it you do. And then the parts where you do have that possibility, the more you do that, the more strength you're going to get with this situation, the more you're going to be able to make it what you want it to be versus it making it what it needs you to be. Does that make sense? Hopefully it made sense. You can create this more of what you want it to be versus just kind of like, I get what I get. The ending of this. And hopefully you slow down every now and then and just kind of reevaluate, wait a minute, all right, so like the food thing. Don't have really adequate refrigeration, so dairy and meat, we're not going to be doing that. But like pasta, canned or jarred sauce, whatever, certain things that, or in the, I can have those set up to the side. I just got to make sure, I hope I explained that part right. Because your ending is good. You got judgment coming in pieces. Okay. Judgment's going to come in pieces and pieces and pieces and pieces. Especially if you're slowing down and like slowly going, all right, like I did the food thing. I can do this, can't do that. So what I can do, I'm going to set that up the way I want it so I'm more comfortable with it. As pieces come in, so we're like, all of a sudden, like I can't get a big refrigerator, but I can get a small one, and there's some things I can keep in there. So like, all right, so I got like maybe for $50 somebody gave you a small fridge. They just wanted to get rid of it, whatever. So it's like, okay, I can get this in the house, I can get this home. This I can adequately do. Can I have everything in there that I want? No, but I can evaluate what I have room for and what I want in there, and that way when deals come up, maybe I can put some of this in there and it'll last for however long. I can save leftovers. I don't have to be so worried about having leftovers and making sure everything gets eaten up. Blah, 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 blah. I can keep some milk in there for a few days, obviously, and stuff like that. I just got to be aware of what I have and what I can do. And these pieces, like judgment keeps coming in pieces. It's like, okay, I got that. And now, okay, I have a better, maybe all of a sudden, maybe you're able to get a car. I don't have to take public transport anymore. I don't have to walk everywhere. I got a nice little car, and this is, all right, so this is another piece, judgment going in my favor. Pieces of judgment in your favor keep coming in small but surely. And over time, it gets bigger and bigger, and things get better and better. Whatever the situation is, I'm getting this. This seems to be how this is going forward. Like I'm changing, I'm moving on from somebody else. I'm creating my own situation, and it seems like I'm making it in the beginning. But they're saying just remember who you are and how things work best for you, and add that process in where you realistically can do it. And the longer you do it, the better things are going to get, the more things are going to solidify the way you want them to, and less just like, well, this is what I got. Well, that's what I got. Well, this is what I got. The more you start constructing it piece by piece where you can, the way you want it to, the more success you're going to have, the more long-term stability you're going to have with it too. Like when I get rewards, it's not just like winning the lottery. It's more like long-term, I'm stabilizing the situation. This is where I want to be. This is like I got things here. I worked to get what I wanted. I put it where I want it. I'm taking care of it. It's nice. Like I don't have to have all the money in the world and still look like I have a great thing, because I do. I just make what I have last. I just make the best out of what I get. And that seems to be like what this is really going towards, like because there's this energy here where it's off the seat, like flying by the seat of my pants, and feeling like I have to just accept it and roll with it. And they're saying, to a point, yes, but then when you can start slowing down and reconstructing it, they're just reminding you to like be who you are and take control of things piece by piece as you want to, as you need to create what you actually want from the situation, which I think I've said 50 times at this point. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.